So I wanted to do a school direct course because I wanted to take a more school focused route into teaching rather than just a PGCE, and I thought that a school direct course would be more in depth. Maybe I'd get more experience in schools and I wouldn't be required to go to university as often. I think that I chose to do it at Outwood because it has such a good reputation as an outstanding school and therefore as an outstanding training provider, and my experience here has also confirmed that. So I've been at 2 Outwood schools for my placements, which have both offered me great support, great training, support from mentors, but also other members of staff in the school, and I feel like in both schools I've become a good team member, a member of the department, and that I've been a useful asset to the school also. We've had weekly training sessions as part of the ITT training, which has given us additional information that we're going to need for our master's essays, for example, for teaching in the future, and to prepare us for NQT year, which I think was also really important.
The reason I applied for School Direct, and especially with Outwood being such a good provider, was because I've come from 6 years of employment before, and I wanted that kind of continuation coming out of working into work and not having to go to university all the time. And I felt that the Outwood, and they have provided a really good place to do that. They've supported me really well, and I got to work with children, which is fantastic. The first time I got in front of a class, I was really nervous. I don't know why. I was used to standing in front of people before, but usually it's adults, and when you get in front of a bunch of students, there's a different atmosphere, but it was exciting. I got through it, and the more you do it, the better you get, and I really enjoy it now.
Yeah, I think that your confidence does grow over time, and you've got to realise that when you first start, it's not going to be that terrifying forever. And the first time you get in front of a class, you're nervous. You think, oh gosh, do I know enough? But you definitely know more than that class in front of you, and you just need to act the part. You've got to be confident in your own abilities, and just know that you can do it.
And you just remind yourself this is why you chose to do what you're doing, and when you're in front of those guys and you're teaching and you're enjoying the subject no matter what it is, you can begin to just like forget that fear and then enjoy teaching.
Yeah, you begin to relax as well. After a couple of lessons, you get a relationship with the students that you're teaching as well, which is so much nicer. They talk to you, try and get to know you on a personal basis, and they like to have conversations with you, and that often eases the fears that you initially have. So I think that's really nice, and I think they make it like easy for you, don't they, in that sense. So Outwood have really prepared me for getting into the classroom, and I think it's really helpful that initially in training you have like observation periods where you can go around, you can meet your classes, you can meet the students first. So it means that once you first get in front of them, they already recognise you, you already know some names in the class, and that helps to develop your confidence even before you have to start teaching, which I thought was really useful when we first started teaching. Also, the lessons you create and produce, you can run them past the teachers of that class to check that they think they're appropriate, to get any additional ideas that they think you could add in. So you know that when you're delivering the class, it's something to a high standard because they've already looked at your lesson. So that makes me in particular feel much more confident knowing that they think it's appropriate and they think that the level is appropriate and the activities are good enough for the students. And although you're monitored and observed during your placement, I think it is important that they do that, and you can get feedback on your own teaching, so you can get positive points as well, which also help to improve my confidence, especially when I get feedback and they've said something's really good, or they've said that I've improved on something. It makes me feel like I'm improving and doing well, but also areas for improvement where I can develop my own skills. And still at the end of this year we have skills that we're going to have to develop in NQT year. I think it's important to realise that it's a growth of steady progression, and that you're not going to know everything even in 1 year. You're going to have to keep learning, and throughout your career that's going to always be the case, and I think you've just not to be scared of that. You've just got to embrace it and keep trying to improve yourself.
I think one thing that really helped me at the beginning especially is my mentor. She was very lenient at the beginning because we're not trained teachers when you first arrive. So I would teach lessons and she'd really say, yeah, that worked really well, this was really good. You might want to, you know, change this or try this, but overall it was really good. Now looking back, she could have said, this was terrible, oh my God, I can't believe you did this. But she didn't, and there was a really good level of mentoring and like growth throughout when I look back now from when the course began to the comments that I get, the feedback now, and you can really see a difference, and that was really nice. And I think Outwood have really helped there, providing that kind of that good atmosphere.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the mentor support is really essential, and that the experience we've had with Outwood have been really good with mentors, and they help you. There's somebody to talk to, even if it's not necessarily about academic things, but on a personal level, you're feeling under pressure, you feel like you need to talk to somebody, and they're there for you in that sense as well. And I think that's been really helpful throughout the year.
Definitely, I can say the same thing as well.